Ooh, okay. Listen. Now, I recognize that you gave Frosty a 66 and give Almighty a 65.
You are very messy.
Where the fuck
He
is
made sure to
Frosty?
give Frosty just
on the backside.
Oh, we gotta go to the other side.
Oh, it's front and back.
Shit,
Adam.
there we go.
He made sure.
Do you
right,
think I
like,
left all these artists off?
Just one, right?
I didn't do that on
one
purpose.
number higher than Almighty.
I didn't do that on purpose. I hope those brothers squash it and get that money.
Oh,
that's what I hope that they do.
But why did
they
you?
both ice cold? Damn.
Nah, man.
How Remble got a 60? I feel like
That's
Remble
crazy.
You don't see that big zero in consistency?
Oh, yeah.
So right now, if you say you're in school and you miss math class altogether, you don't show up whatsoever, your grade's going to drop. You get what I'm saying? He got a zero in consistency. That's me trying to be a little bit funny, but he hasn't put out a project in a few years, and everybody's saying, where's Remble? Where's Remble?
Yeah.
Right. He's got this shit dropping soon. And when I clicked on his most recent stuff on Apple Music, he does have a blast collab that sounds like some gospel
Child
shit.
of God.
It sounds way different than anything you ever heard
It
from
has
Remble
some
before.
RJ ad-libs on there too that ended up on the track, so that's interesting. But yeah, that song is cool. That's why he's on here actually, because that feature dropped.
I think Remble kind of needed to take a little time to take a step back and say, okay, the Stink Team thing didn't work out. Draco died. Like where do I want to fit in? But I mean, that last project felt like it went crazy. I know it's the label doing their magic and everything too.
Warner Brothers,
5 million fucking TikToks and Lupe dancing to the Remble song every day and shit. But I mean, to me, he's one of the most impressive lyricists, and he's somebody though where they really need to nurture his talent and make sure that they do things right with his career, because I could see it going in a direction that's not good as well. Right. He just needs to be really consumed with the quality.
That's
shit.
one way of looking at it. I understand that perspective, but also me, I would have just flooded the market. I would have went full throttle. I would have not used that as my moment, but I would have made my moment out of that. I would have made my legacy out of that, because we don't know. Now it's up in the air. Remble's on the clock. We don't know what this next project is going to do. He told me that it was dropping in October.
Yeah, it is like my whole thing is right. Like, is he like still going to be using like the Draco flow, or like is he going to like elevate and start actually making music? Like,
before Draco passed, him and I had I get into it every rapper ever, but him and I had like a back and forth on Twitter, because he was saying, a fan was saying, then he was saying that all these LA rappers copied his flow. Yeah. And I was saying, well, some of these, a lot do. But some of the rappers were influenced by your flow. So you take a Remble, to me, yes, he's influenced by Draco's flow, but he added that like nursery rhyme, Dr. Seuss, British Butler.
And he speaks much more clearly, whereas Draco's defining feature is that he was sort of mumbly and,
So Remble's inspired by him, but he also added something to it. Blue Bucks Clan was inspired by Draco, but I wouldn't say they copied Draco, because they added like a back and forth swapping element. There were a few artists, not a whole bunch, but there were a few artists who were inspired by Draco, not like copying his flow.
Man. Bro, like, right? So Remble, so as soon as he stops doing that, that proper nursery rhyme shit, right?
Yeah.
Again, I love that shit. You feel me, right? But if he stops doing that, is there still an audience for him?
Well, he would have to show us on this new project that he could do something else. Maybe he could do melody. Maybe he could rap in a different cadence or a different flow. Like, I remember growing up, MCs had different flows. They didn't just have one flow. Nowadays, people only have like one trick. Like, they can only do that one thing. And so that's one of the reasons why I do this. And not just for LA. I have Detroit, Atlanta, Chicago, New York dropped on 4th of July. All of those cars do much better than the LA rap car.
But that's the crazy thing, is if you look at Remble's channel, he's like, he got all these videos and they're all like street music, and then he has one song that is like him on the beach, and he's wearing like this white gown type thing, and he's just getting super deep with it. And that was the moment where I was like, oh, okay, so you're not just gonna be a street rapper, like you're definitely gonna try to do more and be more diverse with your content.
He's way more animated than in all the other traffic rappers.
I think he's a lot smarter than probably the vast majority of people on this list as well, which makes me feel like he has the situational intelligence to be able to like nurture his career and do the right thing, even with taking a year or so off. I feel like
been more than a year, Adam, but I feel you.
Wait,
it's been a couple of years.
Yo, why do Ralph the Plug have a 0 for flow?
I don't
now that's cruel, man.
On a scale of 1 to 10, if you ask me how much I like his flow, I would say 0. I don't like the way he raps.
But like, don't he have like a similar flow to Draco?
No, I feel like he doesn't execute it as well, nearly as well.
Did Ralphie come for your ass when he saw this, or has he not seen this yet?
Well, this is unreleased. This is
unreleased.
This
okay,
comes
so we
out,
got
because a 0 is just cruel, man.
No, but
like,
we have had spats on the timeline before. He got like I I always give him a 10 in consistency, a 10 in Brandon. I love like he has the plug walks coming. I love he has the skateboards. He had the holy water with exotic pop. I love his business end. I never get credit for the 10s. I always get like flack for the 0s or the low grades or the S, but it's like I'm telling you, you're a 10 in Brandon. Let's focus on that.
It must be really weird for you to be putting Tyler the Creator and Doja Cat on this list.
Yeah.
Because they're so outside the box of everything else. And especially Doja Cat, because she's just become like the biggest fucking pop star in the
last
world.
year though. Like now she's not. Yeah, right. Like her shit done.
What, she's falling off now?
Yeah.
Well, because she dissed her
200,000
fans.
followers in a day.
What's wrong with her?
I couldn't believe it when I saw that.
What they want to be called?
But she's
kitty cats or
salty
something?
because she out here dating a white boy, and her fan base has decided that
Expose
they
the white
hate
boy.
him. So now she's like, well, fuck my
Expose
fans.
the
I
fuck
love
out that
my
white
man.
boy, man.
She's gonna wish once she's done with that penis, she's gonna wish that she still had a good relationship with her fans.
Ain't she white?
Well, half white.
Okay, well, nonetheless, Doja Cat is on here because, one, we need more female rap representation in LA, as many people have told me. So she is a female rapper, technically from LA County.
Right.
If I have somebody from Compton or Long Beach or Inglewood, I have to include somebody from Tarzana, I guess, because she's from
I
Tarzana,
didn't
which
realize
is
that was even
technically
where she
Los
was
Angeles
from.
County.
Well, like this Ash Bash though, like we like don't see her hair.
Ash Bash hasn't put out music since like 2020.
Damn.
There's what, like 2 or 3 girls on this whole list?
No, there's about 4. So we have Doja Cat, Asia from Compton. Shout out to her. She has
Yo, she a
write-in-
rapper though.
Yeah,
like she hard.
No, she has the write-in record with Greedo and Blue Bucks Clan out right now. Check that out. We have Shady Blue, who we talked about, signed to Interscope, and Two Tone Twins. So there's a few female rappers, but we definitely need more female rappers putting out music. I'll say that in LA.
Where's Crip Mac on this list?
You know what? Something told me to put him on here. I was like, they're gonna think I'm making a parody of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to water down their brand, but I would like, because I'm a funny person. I love to laugh.
Yeah.
Humor is my thing. I wish I had put Crip Mac on
raps
here.
though.
I might grade him individually.
To be honest, if he had the right producer who he would actually listen to, I could imagine Crip Mac having some great records. It's just he goes in there and says and does whatever the fuck he feels like doing.
Maybe with a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Maybe with a ghostwriter and some
No,
old.
we could be that.
and
No,
some
no,
old.
not
you
ghostwriters.
would ghostwrite for Crip Mac?
No, don't go.
I don't know.
But
But
hold on, but let me know. 'cause
Somebody
we
could.
We could piece up on it though.
Nah, man, not Ghostwriter.
I
Right?
will
Like,
bring
this is
Crip
it.
Mac to Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre will
Over
help
some
him.
funky
Yeah.
West Coast
Yes.
beats, I can hear Crip
Couldn't
Mac.
you see it? He has such a good voice.
Battle Cat. Let's get Crip Mac with Battle Cat and a ghostwriter.
His flow is very incoherent, but as a in terms of just the voice goes a big way for
Adam
me.
got a little money pot right there. I'm not mad at that idea.
Yo,
Y'all remember that?
why is Jay Worthy A- right now?
Why are you hating on Jay Worthy? He's one of my favorites.
I love Jay Worthy.
Right.
But, like,
lyrical,
in terms
whole
of-
projects with Larry June, and he's working with Alchemist. He works with the top producers in the game. Tours around the world.
He has a
Content
bag.
project after project after project. I think he's from like Toronto or some part of Canada. I don't want to get it wrong, but he's from Canada.
Oh.
By way of Compton.
right.
Or Bompton, as he would say.
Hey, listen, right? So look, so like he's somebody where like, and he takes music seriously, right? Right.
He's
like,
an artist.
Yeah, right. Like again, you know, like his production is always like top tier, right? His business is in point.
G-Funk music.
Yeah,
all
but
that.
like in terms of like making music that currently like resonates, you know,
it resonates more than a lot of these. Go check out his Spotify monthly listeners and a lot of these other LA rappers' Spotify monthly listeners. It's not there.
But that to me brings us to the greater point with some of this is that sometimes there might be an artist that I love and I personally drive around listening to him, but then I also recognize that the audience doesn't seem to give a fuck about them to the same extent that I like them. And do you ever feel like you're in a little bit of a quandary there because you want to give them a fucking 100 because you think they're so great, but meanwhile, when you look at it objectively, you're like, okay, the audience doesn't really give a shit about them like the same way I do.
Well, outside of a few categories, this is based on my personal opinion. Like Brandon, you have to kind of be factual with that.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't have a brand, you can't give them a 10 in Brandon. But who's to say that if I feel like somebody's a 10 in lyricism, who's to tell me that somebody's not a 10 in lyricism? Or if I feel like somebody's a 10 in style, who's to tell me that they're not a 10 in style? That can't be factually proven. Certain categories like consistency or branding can be factual.
Of course.
So, yeah, these report cards are based off my ears, what I like to listen to, what direction I would like to see these artists going, what I feel like they're doing great, what I feel like they could be improving.
Yeah, because what does style typically consist of? Because like Big Sad got a 4 for style. You saying he basically just needs to invest in more drip or what?
Yeah, that and as well as show us as well, like some more better photo shoots. I said on Twitter last week that if he paid more attention to detail, because he has the fan base, he's on the 1985 tour right now. He has a loyal fan base and he's hard. He has the talent. But if he put it together and paid attention to detail and maybe gave us some better artwork, some better photo shoots, did some press, things like that, the look has to be there as well. You know, hip hop is not just about rapping. We remember Easy in his shades.
Of course.
Remember Slick Rick and the patch and the jewelry. LL Cool J with the Kango.